people who are going, I don't know, it's the King Boss. Welcome back to Ron's Tech Hub, and today I'm going to be looking at the Acer Chromebook 516 GE. If you're somebody that simply must have a Chromebook, you hate Windows and you like to stream games, this might be the right laptop for you. However, it's not the best value for money, but hear me out. Let's get through the important stuff first. So for years, Acer has been making Chromebooks, and they've been known for making really good, really cheap Chromebooks, an alternative to Windows. So if you're somebody that simply wants to get away from Windows, you're an Android user, this might be the perfect device for you. However, look at that price. That's £800 for a Chromebook, for something that simply runs a browser and a few offline apps. As much as I love Google, I love Chrome OS, I love Chromebooks, I think £800 is a bit of a stretch, because again, for £800 I can get myself a cheap gaming laptop that probably even has like a 4050, and if I'm lucky, a 4060, 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. I can get a really good gaming laptop. Let's have a quick look at the specs. So I'm looking at the website here. So we have the processor, we have the Intel i5 1240. So that's a Core i5. The base clock speed is 1.7 gigahertz. It is a 12 core processor. Again, I think this is massive overkill for Chrome OS. But saying that, Google might be moving from Chrome OS to Android soon. Maybe that's why they're making these Chromebook Plus devices. For display and graphics, we have the Intel Xe graphics. It's an LCD panel. No touchscreen. Backlit technology is LED. The screen resolution is 2K, so 2560 by 1600. That's a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. Your eyes do not deceive you. This is a Chromebook with a 120 hertz screen. Most gaming laptops I've come across don't even have this. Most of them have 60 or 90. Some of them, of course, they have 120. But the cheaper gaming laptops don't even have a 120 hertz screen. So I'm guessing that's where the bulk of that £800 went. Comes with either 8 gigabytes of RAM or 16 gigabytes of RAM. Again, 8 gigabytes I think even for Android should be more than enough, because most mobile phones nowadays don't have 16. 256 gigabyte of PCI NVMe M.2. That's pretty standard, I think. We have 2.5 gigabit Ethernet plug-in directly in. So there is an Ethernet port on the left-hand side here. And from that port, you will get 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. That is amazing in my opinion. But again, £800, something like this is expected. Webcam runs at full HD. Microphones, yes. Fingerprint reader, no. Number of speakers, 4. We have stereo sound. Interfaces. Now, this is what I wanted to get to. I think if this is going to move to an Android device when Chrome actually does transition to Android, this is going to be a massive benefit of these laptops, because look at all that I/O that we have. HDMI out is standard. We have a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port, so that's one port there. We also have 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2s, which gives us a total of 3 USB ports. We do have a USB-C port, which you can use for charging as well. It is used for charging as well, and it charges at maximum 45 watts. The typical USB 3.2 Gen 2 supports up to 10 gigabits per second. Some laptops, my Legion 5, that's what it has as well. So my Legion 5 that cost me £1,200, which is a solid gaming laptop, it has the same thing. Pretty loud speakers, and I think these sound better than some of the speakers I've used on gaming laptops. It's really bassy, sounds really clear as well. I didn't hear any tinny sound, so really good on the speakers there. I would say by far the screen is the best part of this laptop. It is really nice. It does have an anti-glare coating, as you can see. It's not the best because I have a massive light here. It is reflecting some of it, but it's not as bad as it could be. For the keyboard, there is some flex. There's a tiny amount of flex. The plastic is quite rigid. What I think the keyboard is missing, in my opinion, the thing that would make this Pro or these Plus models really good, is a number pad. People are going to need a numpad for something that costs £800. I think missing out a numpad is a massive downside. The speakers are on the left here. The speakers sound really good. I just played them earlier. The trackpad is really nice. The size and it being centered is perfect for me. I think having a trackpad centered means that you're catering for everyone, people who are lefties and people who are righties as well. Having it off center doesn't really work for most people. Size wise, it's roughly 12.5 centimeters across and just under 8.5 centimeters high. Unfortunately, you cannot open with one finger. It will wobble, it will move. However, once you get past that initial phase, you can then bring it up with one finger. Webcam at the top, it is a full HD webcam, so you're going to get really good quality there. If I close this just to go around the laptop quickly, on the left hand side here we have the USB-C port, and I think that's up to 65 watts it supports. We have an Ethernet port here, and again that's up to 2.5 gigabits per second. The battery indicator on the right, and in the middle we have the combination headphone and microphone jack, so you can just plug your 3.5mm headphone jack in there and you should be good to go. On the right hand side we have a USB 3 port there. We have an HDMI in the middle. We have another USB-C, and at the back we have the Kensington lock. At the back we have the vents which extract air, and at the bottom we have the vents that take air in. We have some grills here on the left and right on the bottom as well, so that might be for the speaker to push sound out, or it might be to pulling air in. So the feet at the bottom so it doesn't slide on the desk. It's very hard to push on the desk. So we have top and bottom. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 screws to take this off. So not too bad, and they are all Phillips. This is not my laptop, so it's been covered in stickers. The top of the laptop would have two sections. We have a two-tone color thing going on here. So this part's a really smooth part, single color going across. Then if you didn't have the stickers on there, we'd have a two-tone thing here where we have a section that has some really tiny grooves. So if I run my finger on it, it doesn't feel as smooth as this section here. This is a Chromebook, and there's not much to say about Chrome OS. If you like Chrome OS, if you know what Windows has to offer and you don't like it, you come to Chrome OS, you're going to get a really good lightweight experience that's really smooth. I think where this laptop was really made to shine was game streaming. However, I don't think paying £800 for game streaming is worth it because, again, even though I get 2.5 gigabit per second Ethernet, I could more likely get a gigabit on a laptop that has twice as much power. This works perfectly fine with a wired or wireless controller. I do have an Xbox controller, but it would just mess up my Xbox settings. So the wired controller via USB-C, this is a PS5 controller, works perfectly fine with Xbox cloud streaming. I haven't tried it with any other game streaming service because I simply don't have any, but if it works on this one, I'm expecting it to work really well on the others. For me, I only have roughly 500 gigabits down per second, so I don't need to use a 2.5 gigabit port. If you're someone that has full speed internet and can make use of that, it's going to be a much more stable connection. The weird thing is I actually love Chrome OS, I love Google products. However, it's very hard to fall in love with this laptop simply because for £800 I can get something that's much more powerful that can also stream games. So for me to spend £800 so I can only use Chrome and some web apps, I don't think that's a wise choice for me. However, if you're someone who simply must have a Chromebook, you must have decent specs on a Chromebook, you must have a 120Hz screen, you must have a really well solidly built machine, then this might be the thing for you. For me, I'm going to give it a pass. As much as I do love Chrome OS, this is not for me. It's not going to be for most people. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.